Hold on. Why? Hang on. Let me fix this real quick and we'll go live. Check this. Nope.
We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time? You better get out of here, honky.
And now for something completely different.
I got moves, man.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw! Just crap my pants.
All right. It is December 8th, 2021. All right. What's up, Blake?
Not much, man. I don't know why I always start off laughing. I just do. It's weird.
I almost referred to you as a dick pincher, but I was like,
As the what?
dick pincher. Remember our conversation earlier this week?
Oh,
And I was like, man, I don't mind tight pants. It's just when people wearing me, seeing pitching their shit nonstop. It's like, man, they don't fit, bro. I mean, I know you think they don't.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it matters what you have on. It's hard not to give it the pinch.
Have you ever met somebody that's just constantly pinching their shit? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It almost offends you. It's like, bro, what? My mouth is open over here. Like, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, are you making insinuations at me? Like, what are you doing?
So what? It's funny that we're starting with this topic, but so a buddy of mine, one of the people I work with, he literally, he's always he just naturally, he just sitting there, he's just talking, he'll just grab it, just whatever, and his pants literally are worn out. And I called him out on it the other day. I was like, dude, you realize your pants are wore out from grabbing your junk?
Oh my God, that's gross, man. Like, you grab it that many times that you just got a print from your thumb and your pointer finger from adjusting smudges.
For everyone out there listening, we literally about a minute ago was like, what are we going to talk about tonight?
Yeah,
it somehow led into this.
So about wearing tight pants, and that's just like, man,
that's all it takes. Yeah.
So Blake, I just got a text from one of our listeners. They're saying, guess this listener, right? They said, hey, I really love your guys' show and I wanted to be on it one day. So just hit me up whenever you guys got a chance, and please ask Blake, is he still gay?
Oh, that's Greg. What a jerk. I'm gonna make sure he listens to this. He literally just texted me because IU's trying to blow this lead, and I told him I was getting ready to start the podcast. So
that's awesome.
That's funny. What a big Greg. Greg doesn't even know how to turn on a podcast.
He don't even what is a pod? He thinks a pod is one of those at-home storage units, right? That's what I think the pod is.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Greg, you need to come on here. If Greg does come on here, it's mandatory that he tells the Stone Cold Steve Austin story.
Oh, dude, if Greg comes on here, it's over. I'll talk to him. I'll try to get him on here. Maybe we can set up something next week or something. I'll have to make sure he's got the link and all that. But it'd be a blast.
On the rotary phone, right?
Yeah, yeah. For those of you that don't know, that's Greg used to know Kevin. They used to work together or whatever. Now I work with Greg, so that's how we know each other. But anyways, small world, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a great start, guys. Where do we go from there?
We're on fire. The only thing that can stop us now is if the Hoosiers lose.
Oh, dude, it's a 5
Blake's
point game.
gonna automatically spank his dog. You're just gonna see his dog jet off.
I'll just shut my laptop down and be like, I'm done. Yeah, there's 4 minutes left. They're down by, or they're up by 5. They're definitely trying to blow this lead.
Yeah, we'll smoke this away. Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, so what's up, boys?
Not much in terms of personal life. Yeah, it's almost Christmas season. You know, it's Christmas season, but it's almost that time of year. So just really trying to get things together.
So I wanna ask you guys, because this whole after Thanksgiving is a blur to me. Like, how is it for you guys? Is it like normal time? Because I can't even tell you what day it is. Like, I thought today was Friday.
Yeah,
Kevin wore out, huh?
Yeah. Like,
Well,
it's just like in warp speed for me.
Well, tell us what's going on, Kevin, in the
it's
world
just,
of delivery right now.
We're just trying to get you your stuff. What if it gets there? It gets there. I mean, the due date is what's today?
In the woods. We'll get it.
I mean, if you, I'm going to tell you right now. If you plan on ordering something after the 10th, you better pay that express price, because any economy ground kind of type shipment, you lose, buddy. You lose. Man. Everybody's backed up everywhere, so that's how it goes.
Yeah, is this just it's turned so quickly to where everyone shops online to where people can't keep up, or is it lack of employees?
Well, no, it's not even like we even got the people now. Like, there's no excuse. Everybody's trying to get the extra money.
This way every year for FedEx.
Yeah, it's this way everywhere. People, let's say the consumer has learned, you better shop earlier. So everybody's shopping earlier. So everybody's busier at the same time. The stores stock up earlier. The stores are having these sales earlier. I mean, we're just catching up with the time. I mean, really, to be honest with you, after this week, we should just downscale. And it's more of the priority, like, because you're done after this week. You're done. But yeah, everybody's having sales, and it's stupid sales, stupid cheap. I mean, my wife, we went this past weekend, and Bath and Body Works, she spent like $200 on candles. I'm like, how do you spend $200 on candles?
Dude, it's
it's like 30 or 40 candles in here. But I'm like, man, it really smells good in here. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. I find myself each year almost, it's not that I don't enjoy the Christmas season. It just becomes so much. Every year we're like, well, we're going to, we're not going to do as much. We're not going to get the kids as much or whatever. But I mean, it's even like when you go to buy for each other, it's like, I don't really need anything. If I want something, I'll just go buy it. But if you're going to get it, I really want this, but it's also $200, and I don't really want you to spend $200 on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I feel like
it's this weird thing.
People just go bigger. They just try to trump the year before.
Yeah, our kids kind of know that ain't happening, so that's good.
Right.
And I think I've mentioned this on weeks before past. They're starting to get it too. They're starting to understand. Like I don't know if you guys really share like with your kids like how much specific things cost or whatever. But I find myself, like I went to the eye doctor yesterday and it was $430, and I was telling Ella that, and she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's got a $200 mail-in rebate. But, today it was $430, and it's just, especially being a kid, it's like, you can't even, like, she's just like, she couldn't even grasp that it was that's so much money to them. But,
but I think that you are teaching them the right thing, because how else are they going to appreciate anything?
Yeah.
We explained it to my daughter's way older, and we explained it to my daughter as the same thing. It's like, hey, we just can't waste money. And if we do special things for you, hey, that's a car payment a month that I play in volleyball when I really need a car,
Yeah.
So, like show some gratitude, do what we ask you to do.
Yeah, for reals.
So
yep. What about you, Richard? You got all your shopping done? Richard hasn't left the house in 6 months.
Amazon comes daily.
That's right. Amazon's about they're wore out.
Richard knows every delivery man by name.
Yeah, I picked you up some tacos, Richard.
All of Richard's friends have just become delivery men. He just
come inside and play video games for a little while.
yeah. You got a break. You don't really have to Uber right now, do you?
Right. I actually went into work today, which was kind of unusual on a Wednesday, but I think we're about done. Really, my wife and I kind of had a list going in early November about because like we also have 2 birthdays in November, December. So with my daughters being November 11th and my son's being December 14th, we kind of have to plan things out. We have to stagger how we buy things. The hard thing too is like it's hard to buy early for kids because literally like a week ago my son was like, I want a bass, and it's like, you want a what? Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
This all year, yeah.
So it's like, you haven't mentioned this all year, and I don't want to discourage you from a hobby like that, but
yeah, I need you to ask me more than once if you really want this.
Yeah, It might be a Christmas present, but I'm trying to see if it's really what he wants, or if it's just he's seen something on YouTube and decided he wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it is tough with kids, man, because it can change quickly on what they want, and it's like if you buy it 3 months out, you're just like, well, crap, she doesn't want that doll anymore, so she's disappointed.
We learned that with Halloween costumes, right? We used to buy Halloween costumes like late September, October, and it's like by the time mid-October comes, the kid doesn't want to be Optimus Prime anymore. He wants to be Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So
or the most recent movie they just watched.
Exactly. They changed their mind. So my wife and we just have an ongoing Amazon wish list that we have each.
Oh, really?
Like I have mine, she has hers. We can look at it whenever we want. Whenever we're like, I'm gonna get you something, and it's just ongoing.
That's cool.
So if she's ever like, I'm gonna buy him something, she'll just go on my wish list and grab it.
Yep.
Whether
it's
his
favorites.
Amazon. So what's that, Kevin?
We're looking at their favorites.
Yeah, looking their favorites. So
it's too hard to shop online anymore without the significant other knowing what you're getting too.
Yeah, you can have a family Amazon account, and then like, cause she bought me Christmas on Amazon, and I can't see what it is without her sign in.
Okay, so you can still keep it. It can be a family one, but it's still separate. Huh? That's cool.
Yeah, you can do that, and then, so there are ways around it. But yeah, we're pretty much done.
That's good.
So yeah, we I don't know. I told you guys we bought the Disney trip for next year.
Oh, really?
I think you were telling me that you were inquiring that. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lady down the street. We don't know her, but she's there, and my wife found her on Facebook. It was like, oh, she lives down the street and she books Disney trips or whatever. And I guess if you're a Disney agent, like you don't charge for booking, like the Disney will pay the agent for the booking. So you can get all your Disney set up for free, basically. There's
these magical Disney agents spread around the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you,
they probably just make some side money doing that, huh?
Hey, make sure Nika is listening.
Yeah.
No.
It was pretty easy. I mean, we just were like, she knew like the area we should book a reservation at, like which part of the resort we should stay at. She booked us there. She, and she was like, as time gets closer, I'm going to let you know, and we'll book your dinner reservations, and we'll book your, what are they called, Kevin, that when you go there and do like different things.
The Fast Pass?
Well, we got the Disney Plus thing, but yeah, it's like, like
just different adventures or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like he's going to hit us up and know when those are available so we can book them.
It's definitely nice having, someone like that to kind of show you, here are the best restaurants, here's the nicer places to go to. If you need to go to a grocery store, there's one right here. It's just useful having all that knowledge before you go to a place, and then you can plan your trip a lot better as well.
Right.
Yeah,
They always have like dinners to like character dinners that are
yeah,
cheaper off the site, and yeah.
yeah. We've gone. This will be our third time, and the first two times we went, we stayed at a resort for a company that I worked at, and so it was only $75 for the
Mm.
hotel or for the resort, I should say, and then the only thing we paid for was Disney and
That's
food.
nice.
So that was super cheap. This is not so much so cheap.
Right.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It blows my mind what they can charge, but I mean, people go.
And
People
that's
go.
what I've told you guys is before. The only way that we could afford it was because my wife also works at the company that Richard worked at, so they don't do
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
stuff anymore. So hey, there's you just can't take Disney trips anyway.
yeah. I mean,
Nope.
the way it works out is like you pay $200 up front for the booking, and then you just have to pay a month. It has to be paid in full a month in advance. So like you can, you could budget it.
Just make payments and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
like
feel like that's what we did.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost the best way to do it instead of being like, oh, we're going on vacation in 3 months. It's like you almost got to plan it a year out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, this way too, we could use our tax money to pay for it and just
Right.
with it. And
Yeah.
so it's
That
pretty
helps.
nice.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
smarter that way. It's almost like a cruise where you can pay before you go.
Right.
So yeah, that's.
I'd like for you guys
It's
to know that
because-
Go ahead.
Did
Go
they
ahead.
win?
no, Wisconsin just went up by 1 point.
Are you serious? How much time
So
you got left?
minute 17 left.
He's sweating it out.
It's unreal. Anyways,
What would you say the average total cost for a family to go just for to go to Disney?
So-
my
Go ahead,
Richard, you may know, I believe my wife budgeted out as $2,000 a person, including tickets, air flight. Does that sound about right,
Airfare.
Richard?
Yeah, I think we're
Airfare,
paying close to $4 before air.
Before air?
Mhm.
Okay. You'll get to air under 1,000 for all four of you, probably.
Yeah,
Maybe?
we were looking at prices right now, and it's $1,500 round trip for all four. That's right
So
now.
bad.
So there's like I signed up for there's a company that has an algorithm that'll tell me when they think the flights are cheapest. So they'll like hit me up an email. So I'll book it then. So apparently, like if you book like within a certain time frame, flights are technically cheaper. So there's like a program out there you can sign up for. So I don't know how it
Right.
works. I just put my name in it. I was like, let's see.
Yeah. That's good.
Some people have to save a lifetime for their family to go, and it's like
Yeah.
some
And
kids
if
don't
you
even get it. It's
ask
crazy.
me, it ain't worth it. But that's not my cup of tea. It's just to
Right.
me, it's just a lot of work. Like it's not
It is.
not relaxing.
It's not, but like to actually see your kids' faces.
Right.
That's
when
what
stuff
Rich's-
happens.
Yeah, Rich's kids will love it.
That money is nothing compared to that.
Yeah.
Plus, I got Star Wars now, homie.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it was.
It's
I
the
mean, you
only
guys,
reason that I want to go again.
yeah, and you guys love all that stuff. So there's,
Yeah.
there's that for me too,
But
where
it's
it's just
the-
like,
To me, it's the waiting in line for 2 hours just to see a character and take a picture. Like
Yeah.
you're never gonna get me to do that. It's like no.
So my kids don't like the characters, so we didn't got to worry about that.
That's what's up.
oh, that's
what's
good.
up.
Yeah.
I just want to see the stuff and on my time. And it's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
hot, I feel like, when I go. So yeah, like miserable hot.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
Yep.
Yeah,
Y'all want to talk about this Michigan shooting?
yeah let's
know
jump into it. How much time you got?
So
You're
I
reacting.
got I got 43 seconds. We're
go
still
for it.
down
Yeah,
by
right.
one.
Yeah,
I
you
have,
guys
uh,
go.
I have a Washington Post write up here that was actually published at this morning. So, a prosecutor charged the Michigan shooter's parents. That's likely to be used against black parents soon. I don't know what this has to do with anything, but apparently, on November 30th, a 15-year-old Michigan student allegedly, they say, killed 4 of his
Allegedly.
classmates
Yeah,
and
how's that
wounded
allegedly?
7 others with a handgun that his parents bought him for Christmas.
Yeah.
It
Early
ain't Christmas
gift.
yet.
What?
It's early Christmas gift.
3 days later, Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald announced that her office was charging parents with involuntary manslaughter, a felony that is punishable by up to 15 years in prison. So the parents are getting charged.
Because they bought their 15-year-old a handgun.
There's more. Hold on.
Yeah, let me.
Let me hear the whole story.
This is extraordinary prosecutorial response. No parent has ever been convicted of a homicide offense in connection with their child's mass shooting. Convicting the parents would break new ground, but such a conviction could blah blah blah. Okay, so now it's talking about. Okay. The case against the shooter's parents, James and Jennifer, relies on the legal concept of gross negligence. Under Michigan law, to prove that a person committed involuntary manslaughter, the prosecution must show that the person's gross negligence caused the death of another. In 2018 case People versus Head, the Michigan Court of Appeals wrote, to prove gross negligence, a prosecutor must show 1. Knowledge of the situation requiring the exercise of ordinary care and diligence to avert injury to another. 2. Ability to avoid the resulting harm by ordinary care and diligence. 3. The omission of use such care and diligence to avert the threatened danger. And the defendant in this case stored a short-barreled shotgun in a room where he allowed his children to play. Unsupervised, playing with the shotgun, his 10-year-old daughter shot and killed his 9-year-old son. The court upheld his conviction for involuntary manslaughter, reasoning that the danger of a loaded shotgun to young children was obvious, and the tragedy could have been easily averted. The prosecution's case against the Crumbleys is based on more than just the alleged parental failure to lock a gun safely away. The charges mention a number of moments when the pair neglected opportunities to intervene and prevent their son, Ethan, from committing murder, attempted murder, terrorism, and other crimes in which Ethan will be charged as an adult.
Wow.
All right, so Blake, do you know the whole story?
Yeah, I know from little bits that I've seen. Basically, this kid asked for a gun. His parents got him a gun, but I know there was a text message involved telling him to, please don't do it. I don't know if you guys have seen that part where the parents were kind of aware that he was maybe up to no good. But that's, and then I heard that these parents are potentially being prosecuted, which at first I didn't agree with, but that's probably where the conversation will get into. It's like, should they be held responsible?
So these are the bullet points that I get from this whole story. There's multiple teachers that basically, the boy drew a picture of like a mass shooting thing, and then a teacher takes a picture of it, and then he scribbles out saying it was something from a video game. They have like an immediate meeting with the parents, and everybody. This is the school. We don't know anything about the gun. This is the school not knowing anything about the gun. Just what transpired that day. And I think prior he was looking at ammunition and stuff on his phone and stuff like that. And his parents said, and his mom was like, "Hey, you're good. You just got to learn how not to get caught looking at that stuff, right?" But this particular day, this is all one day. Like at first, I didn't know this was all one day. So they bring him into a media meeting, say, "Hey, we think he has issues. He's a danger. Blah 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 blah. We want you to take him home and get him help within the next 48 hours, psychological help." The parents refused to take him home. They left him after school. Yeah. Later that day at school, that's when he shot those kids with the handgun.
Yeah. So here's basically. Wow.
So if you're telling me these parents shouldn't be charged, these parents need to be charged.
Here's the rundown in the New York Times. So what happened before this happened? New details emerged on Saturday from the school district about its versions of the meetings involving the Crumbleys and school officials before the incident. And a letter to parents and staff members said, Tim Throne, the superintendent, said there had been 2 incidents that involved the shooting suspect. The suspect's parents never advised the school that he had direct access to a firearm or that they had recently purchased a firearm for him, Mr. Throne wrote. On November 29th, Mr. Throne wrote, a teacher saw Ethan Crumbley viewing images of bullets on his cell phone during class. A counselor and a staff member met with him, and he indicated that shooting sports were a family hobby. the letter said. The school tried to contact Miss Crumbly, but did not hear back right away. The next day, the parents confirmed their son's account, the letter said. On November 30th, the morning of the shootings, a teacher observed drawings by Mr. Crumbly that raised concern. The county prosecutor, Miss McDonald, has said that the drawing featured images of a gun, a person who had been shot, a laughing emoji, and the words "blood everywhere," and "the thoughts won't stop. Help me." The teacher, Miss Throne, Mr. Throne, said notified school counselors and the dean and students. The student was immediately removed from the classroom and taken to the guidance counselor's office, where he claimed the drawing was part of a video game he was designing, Mr. Throne said. After the students' parents arrived, school officials asked specific probing questions regarding the student's potential to harm others or himself, Mr. Throne said. His answers, which were confirmed by his parents, led the counselors to conclude that he did not intend to hurt anyone, the superintendent said. At no time did counselors believe the student might harm others based on his behavior, response, and demeanor, which appeared calm, Mr. Throne wrote, referring to both meetings. Counseling was recommended for him, and parents were told they had 48 hours to seek counseling for their child, or the school would contact Child Protective Services. When the parents were asked to take their son home for the day, they refused and left without him, apparently to go back to work. Because their son had no previous disciplinary interactions, the decision was made he would be returned to the classroom rather than be sent home to an empty house. Both incidents, the letter said, stayed at the guidance counselor level and were never elevated to the principal's or assistant principal's offices. The counselors made a judgment based on their training and clinical experience, Mr. Throne said, and did not have all the facts we now know. In the letter, he also said that the district would enlist an outside party to conduct an investigation of the incident. The investigation would include examining any and all interaction the student had with staff and students. Mr. Throne added that the district also plans to ask independent security consultant to review the safety practices and procedures.
Well, I mean, it sounds like there were some procedures, done, but then again, I mean, it's just tough because I was sitting there thinking, like, if I'm his parents, and let's just say, so I don't know I don't know at what age boys really get into guns, but I would imagine it's not wild to think that a 15-year-old is into guns, right?
No, that's not off-putting.
Right. So looking up ammunition, I mean, my boy Greg looks up ammunition all the time, but it doesn't mean he's gonna go shoot somebody. It just, he's a grown man, and he enjoys guns and stuff. So I don't know, man, because I would, of course, it's all situational. It's so easy after something like this happens to be like, well, of course he has mental health, or of course XYZ, right? But there's also millions of kids across the country that are probably looking at guns and ammunition, but are not choosing to go do such horrible things, So I was trying to, as Richard was reading, I was trying to think of, like, okay, what if that's my son and the school calls me and says, hey, I think your son has some mental health issues and he needs to go get some mental health, like, how do I, if I know my kid and don't think that he needs that, how do I receive that as a parent? I don't know if you guys have a thought about that or not.
I mean, not on my son does not have those issues, but it was indicated to us that he may need mental help, and we immediately got him mental help. It doesn't hurt to talk to somebody like that. That's never going to hurt, right? If you have somebody that spends 8 hours a day with him or her and sees this indication and says, hey, I think maybe your child should talk to somebody. And my son is more depression and anxiety, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that as a failure on myself. Like, that's just, it doesn't hurt to just say, go talk. Let's get you set up with a professional and have them see what they, right? So I would think, in the best interest of my child, since there's no harm, no foul, to just go have them talk to a professional.
Right.
Don't we kind of co-parent with teachers anyway?
Right. That's
like, would they go to public school anyway? Like, kind of co-parent with teachers anyway. Like we've done the same thing too. Like, hey, we think you should take this advice and this, and it's like what you're saying, Blake. Like all people are like, hey, my child's perfect, ain't nothing wrong. But I mean, like, got to take not everybody is open to the consideration though too. Like I get it.
Yeah. And there's also that, like, yeah, you know, he gets mad sometimes, and he draws some, you know, evil stuff, but I know he would never do that. You know, I mean, everyone has that, right? Oh, my son wouldn't do that, and it's not making an excuse. It's just kind of me putting myself in their situation.
Gonna feel that way, yeah. Everybody's gonna feel that way. But I mean, I think we've looked at so many of these cases where there's no early warning signs, and then there's finally those warning signs, and people are doing what they need to do. And then it doesn't, like, I feel like it got done maybe 75% good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like a poor finish. Like, because I'm thinking about the guidance counselors. Like, why wouldn't I tell my boss? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, what's going on?
Was it not the right time or something like that? Like, I know most schools have a security. Like,
he should have been on watch.
15 is a high school age, right? Like that's a high school, right?
Probably Richard? A freshman, right?
So I'm like, they probably have a police officer on site. So it's like,
yeah,
pat this guy down or put him, like, I don't know where you put him
on
or
watch.
Something like that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Put him on watch. Yeah, when he's going from classroom to classroom, he's being watched. Really, ultimately, the problem is that it's too easy to do.
Yeah,
any kid on any given day that just got bullied, that is depressed or going through God knows what, can go grab daddy's gun with daddy not knowing, go to school and shoot up a classroom. Yeah. Like, it's too easy. The
thing about this is that this kid was not bullied.
Yeah.
He was just annoyed.
Dude, and it was really smart. Did you guys see the video when he was banging on the door and said that he was the sheriff and it was okay to go out?
And he said, bro.
Yeah. Did you see this video, Blake?
No, of him in the school, you're saying?
Can you pull up like a recording or something so we can at least hear it, Richard?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that.
Yep.
But this was scary.
There's oh my God, it's crazy. Yeah, so there's footage of him. There's footage of him in the hallway shooting.
No, it's not footage of him shooting. It's like he's trying to get into doors that students and teachers have locked for him to get in.
I guess there was a football player that tried to be, you know, heroic or whatever, and
got in the way or something.
Take him down, got shot. Yeah.
And I mean, why this is happening? His mom texts him, Ethan, no, don't do it. This is while it's going on. His mom texts him, and then the dad calls the police station and says, "I think that's my son."
So they already knew that it was about to go down. He probably texted him or called him.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, we're here.
Who's that talking saying, yeah, we're here?
Yes.
So basically, someone knocked on the door and said, sheriff's office. And then someone inside said, yeah, we're here. And so now all the kids are like wondering whether or not to believe this. So this is
if it's a sheriff, if it's an actual.
The kids kind of looking at each other and saying, what do we do? So it's got about half a minute left here.
Okay.
Sheriff's office. Safe to come out.
But that's not a sheriff, correct?
Right. You're about to. It's about to be unfolded. Yep.
Okay.
And safe to come out. Safe to come out.
Yes. Sheriff's office. Safe to come out.
Yeah, I said it's safe to come out.
Now we're not willing to take that risk right now. I can't hear you. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door. Look at my bag, bro.
No. Yeah, bro.
He said bro.
He said bro. Red flag.
These kids watch some shows.
Yeah, so they dip out the window.
God, it's so terrifying, man.
But I mean, luckily they're smart enough to
around area and into another part of the building.
Slow down, you're fine.
And there is a police officer there.
Wow.
So,
So what happened? Because he's still alive. It's not like he got shot, right? The shooter.
Black. He's alive.
Well,
he's what? Oh,
he's
God,
not
that ain't
black.
right.
So he's alive.
yeah, there you go. and weren't they just headshots? Like this is a handgun he had. He was shooting people headshots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Man.
So I'm thinking that he ran out of bullets or something like that, and then they caught him.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the breakdown of how they caught him or anything of that nature. I know it was a handgun, but I know 7 were injured and 4 were killed. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't know how much ammunition he would have had.
How much? Yeah, and I think they found him with 2 clips in his pocket or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's
his parents fled. They took money. I think it was like $5,000 they took and fled to Canada or something.
That's kind of up in the air in terms of what exactly happened there. There's a thought that they fled, but then the other thought was that the parents actually ran because they were scared of retribution
of their lives,
and that they were willing to come back for arraignment or whatever.
I think they just wanted to be promised that they wouldn't be killed because people, wanting the parents dead because of what happened.
I can see that, but how can you come back? Like you're not gonna. I can't live here anymore.
Well, the funny part is they couldn't go into Canada because they weren't vaccinated.
Yeah.
God, dude.
That's how they got caught.
Yeah.
You got your COVID card? Sorry.
That's so insane. Like,
that's awesome,
just that one thing can stop someone from going to another country, I guess. That's crazy. That's kind of funny. It's like, how hard it is to be a criminal these days?
It's so interesting of a case that it's like, what do you say? What do you do? And then all these the people that keep saying, "Hey, we should train teachers to shoot when this happens." Like, no teacher is emotionally stable to take a life of a student or make that situation worse in a classroom.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but if not, it's just going to keep happening. There's always going to be a loose cannon that wants to make a name for himself. This kid, look, I don't know anything about the kid, so I don't want to make, and he may have just been an outcast. I don't know if he had depression issues. I don't know if he was bullied. We don't know any of that, but I can look at a picture of him and he looks like he's a little off his rocker, but there again, I'm being judgmental, I guess. But, I mean, did they talk about him? Well, I guess they did talk about him having mental health issues because they're recommending it.
The bottom line is who's checking bags when you come in. I mean,
yeah,
they probably not. I do know not all schools have metal detectors.
I mean, if this was a small enough school, why would they? You know what I mean? I mean, dude.
Yeah,
not
it
every
can happen anywhere.
Not every school. Yeah. Not every school has that.
And there are plenty of schools and plenty of districts that are against it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not. It's just, if this was an upscale school, I don't know. I mean, they may not be doing it. I don't know. And same thing with a lot of your country schools. They don't. I mean,
no.
It's normal for people to walk in and out with guns. Yeah.
Yeah, the country schools, they all have their guns on them, and nothing happens. Everyone minds their business.
To be honest, I mean, I can count on my hand like the amount of schools I've been in with the metal detector, maybe 1 or 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you if I've seen one.
I've never been to none of my kids' schools have ever had them.
See?
But I mean, is that even going to stop? I mean, you know how it is. You go through the airport, you go through the metal detector, you got to get halfway naked. I mean, you're expecting kids to do that, going in and out of school, or do these just pick up such items?
Well, especially with the guns now that are being made with the 3D printers, so they're made out of resin.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not catching those.
So there's not even a use.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're just supposed to have security guards in every school or multiple. Like every school needs to be, have a cop on campus. But then again, nobody wants to be cops. So,
be a cop. I'd rather be at school.
And here you hear these people have this suggestion of arming the teachers. I can't imagine my wife with a gun in a school like that.
But
if they told my wife that she had to carry a gun, I tell her to quit. And there's no freaking way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Because then it'll come down to what if there's an accident with the gun?
Dude,
That teacher shouldn't have had a gun.
My little wife,
You know?
dude, she wouldn't even if she's seen somebody shooting somebody else, she would not be able to consciously shoot them.
But what if it was like, hey, we're going to put you through training. We're going to teach each nothing. You just don't want her to be a part of anything where she may need a gun.
That's not what she's hired to do. She's not. She's
Yeah,
hired.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Not only that, they don't even get paid what they should get paid.
Yeah, no
Give
kidding.
me a gun too.
Yeah, now you're asking them to be a teacher and a police officer just to manage a bunch of high schoolers or whatever.
Well, let's be honest. Not all teachers are really good teachers, and so if you were to arm every teacher, there's a certain percentage of them that would end up doing the wrong thing with it. Whether it be, I mean, even in the military, like you give an infantry dude an M16, like you see him lay it down and walk away from it, and you're like, dude, why are you? What are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gun safety. Like, you don't leave your weapon there on the floor and walk away from it. Like, just stuff like that. Like, what if the teacher had a gun, puts it on his desk, goes to the bathroom? You know, I don't know.
I really don't think you can disarm teachers. Yeah,
I mean, I don't really picture like, them having it on their desk. I mean, I'm thinking more of there's a safety place in each room. It's so far fetched too, because it's like, who has time to go to the safety box to get the gun out because you heard it?
Like, that's the other thing is like, why should we?
I know.
It's
because of psychos.
Well, it's so sad. Like, the right to live in this country just doesn't exist. Like, I mean, you kill them at birth, you kill them in kindergarten. What's the difference? Like, it's just pathetic.
It's just no regard for human life. No one cares.
There's no value for life. Even the pro-life is like pro-gun. So it's like, well, what is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it always brings up that topic of like, if it's like, if there are no guns, and of course this doesn't happen, but guns always get in the hands of the bad people. So, I still always feel like, we all should have a gun to protect us all from the psycho. And then maybe the psycho won't be doing such things because they know so many people are armed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell though from an analysis standpoint. Like, it's something you'd really have to investigate. Like, what about the countries that have not even their police force has guns? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, when's the last time
they manage
shooting in England?
Well, yeah. Is it just an American thing? Like, is it? You know what I'm saying? Is this stuff going on? Of course, other countries have some of the most god awful things happening. But
I mean, if you start talking about, I mean, if you want to get into Middle East stuff, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But isn't it funny too? It's always like, I don't know, man. It just always seems to be like the super religious stuff too. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, some of these countries are just insane. And it's just, you see all these pictures now of super religious people with their M16s and their guns and their weapons.
Yeah.
It's like,
So when you guys hear of a situation like this, like, what's the first thing, like, maybe what's like the first information that you immediately assume happened? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, when you hear of a situation,
I assume somebody got ticked off or bullied, like you were implying, but like, yeah, I mean, that's what triggered this person to do this and this and this and this.
And I mean, there are studies out there that say that school shooters are not bullied.
Right.
A large percentage of these school shooters are not victim to being bullied.
Is it, man? I honestly think it's like something in somebody that just like there's something that just wants. Is it something that just wants an easy kill? Like, they pick these places where they know it's like, okay, it's a school or a church. These are supposed to be the safest places, right? Where I know nobody else is going to confront me. You know what I'm saying? It's like sheep. It's like they're the most vulnerable, and I'm just going to pick on the. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that frustrates me about it every time. It's just like they never had a chance. You know?
Yeah, it was a one-sided. It's like a one-sided game.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want, and then I'm gonna leave. Like, and most of the people don't leave. Most of the people don't leave. Like, he got arrested. A percentage of the people just kill themselves, and they're gone. They just want to be glorified and be the next.
It's so weird because it makes you wonder if there's like something wrong with them that they do it, and then once that high is over, they realize it's almost like post-nut clarity, right?
Yeah.
Like the high is gone, and you're like, holy, what did I just do? And then
right.
It's like he kept apparently writing, you know, I can't make it stop. I can't control my thoughts or whatever. And what if it was a thing where it's just like every day that's the thought, do something crazy, go kill, you know, and he's trying to sleep, and that's the, like, however, you know, if it's a demon or if it's a sickness or if it's mental health, like whatever it is that's controlling that thoughts to where it's like, I have to do this, and then he does it, and then what? You know, like Richard was saying, like, where's he at now? Is he like, haha, I did it, now everyone's talking about me? Or is he like, oh my God, what did I do?
Or was that picture, that's the cry for help and warning that I want you guys to get me to stop? You guys didn't stop me. You guys didn't stop me, so I'm just going to go do it.
Well, then they said the mom texted him and told him not to do it. Like, it's like the parents do. Like, it's such a weird thing. They said Jennifer Crumley texted her son, Ethan, don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why this case is so interesting. Like,
because that means they had a conversation about it. Yeah. That's what that is. I mean, that text is very telling of.
Yeah, it's just such a weird thing. Is there no age limit on terms of like gun?
When you can give someone a gun?
Possession? Like, is there?
I don't think so. Because I mean, I know, you know, kids that are 12 that's been shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very common. I mean, you know, to always get like a little shotgun or something when you're of a certain age as a little boy, but it's usually like a BB gun or something like that. You know, I mean, this kid, well, it was a handgun, right?
It was a handgun.
Yeah, but like I think.
It's a time thing too, though, Blake, isn't it? Because when your parents were growing up, this was very normal for them to be shooting guns at this time. We give kids guns now, and they do this. You know?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, like, I'd be real interested to know what the average age of a kid when he gets that first gun or even that interest. I still think 15 is a little young. I mean, especially to give someone like a handgun. I mean.
That's the thing, is a handgun. Like, I would understand, like, like a hunting rifle or a BB gun.
Yeah.
But this is like, there's really only one purpose for a handgun, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless, like, but now if his dad is a professional shooter or, you know, it's this family thing, you know, I mean, there's obviously different circumstances, but this doesn't seem like it's that, you know. I don't know, man. It's just so sad that, you know, and then you got the story a couple weeks ago when apparently someone drove, what was it, like just drove his truck into some people and killed some people. I mean, like I said, it's just, if anybody wants to kill 4 to 5 people, it's easy. You know, I mean,
he was trying to run was his problem. I don't think his intent was to kill. He was trying to escape.
He was running.
He had a warrant for his arrest. And then I guess, he got put on bail and then broke the bail and then was running from the police, and the parade was in his way, so he ran through the parade.
Oh God. It's just one bad decision leads to the next, and next thing you know, man.
It's like a string of issues. Yeah, you're right.
It's unfair. It's unfair to the lives that it affects. That's
I know, man.
I mean, we're all
sad,
boys. We gotta even talk about it because there's no answer to it.
No, there's not. It's just, I mean, it always seems to come down to the mental health of these kids, and maybe it's on parents to be more aware of what your kids are dealing with, and, you know, don't be afraid to listen to other adults that may see things in your kids you may not see, and you got to swallow your pride at the end of the day, you know, swallow your pride and learn from but man, there's so many people that just don't like to be told, you know, what to do or how to raise their kid, or, I mean, that is a strong will of a lot of people, you know. That's how I was raised, and that's how I'm going to raise them, so you can kiss my, you know, I mean, that is
America. When y'all start paying bills, y'all Y'all can tell them what to do.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for that therapy lesson. I mean, that very well could be what the parents thinking. Like, you know what, life's expensive. I can't afford to take them to a mental hospital and get them checked out. And I mean, I don't. What's
It's
that?
free. It's
Is
free.
it? Okay. Man, I was
There's
just
no
trying to find
excuse.
excuses.
Yeah.
Trying to justify for these poor people.
So do you guys think they're going to charge the parents? Like, I think that they charge the parents to make a strong wave.
I mean, look, we still don't know everything in terms of the timeline, but if they could prove that the parents understood that this child was a little off, and yet they provided him with a weapon and the means to do what he did, then probably they try to slap him with something. Because there has to be a point, right? There has to be a point where you say enough is enough. Enough of these kids getting into these closets and getting guns. Enough of these parents. Because that's really what a lot of it comes down to. Is like you hear about.
I got it from this person. Yeah.
I got it. I got it from my unlocked parents' gun safe, or I got it from the closet, or in this case, my parents gave it to me. It's like these people supplying the weapons. Like, and that's really where you hit them at, right? You got to hit it where the suppliers are.
Yeah, you almost, I think that's it. Like, we have to put stronger laws on the guns. It's too, I've said it a million times. The way I was able to purchase my gun was way too easy. Like, it was literally from someone that I knew in my part of my family. And there's nothing I signed. There's no serial number associated to me and that weapon. And, if something happens to it, if it's in a way, it's like if it's used in a murder, like, that serial number would come to me, would be, of course, if it's stolen, I got to immediately report it stolen. If this gun is used in a crime and is not in my possession, like, I'm sure there's a million things that we can do to where it's like, yeah, keep the guns. That's fine. But let's make it harder to buy. Let's make people go through a shooting class. Let's make people learn how to clean the gun and go through if I've got to learn how to drive, if I got to go to driver's ed to learn how to get behind a wheel, this weapon is made to kill people, or things, or to protect myself. So, make me take a class. It's better for everyone, I would think.
But it's like you said, it's like the point you made earlier to people not wanting to be told what to do. And if people view having a gun as a right, there's nothing. I mean, if that's, it's just
and
that fight that.
Yeah. And in the end, it doesn't matter what the gun laws are, because all it takes is a couple people that want to abuse that gun. Or
I mean, all Chicago does is come to Indiana and get guns, then go back to Chicago.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And shoot each other.
Yep.
It's a mess, boys.
I think I've heard that on the news. It's like a heavy traffic thing going on.
Yeah.
Gun laws in Chicago are so tight.
It's crazy.
Indiana, get their guns and come on back.
Yep.
Hey,
I went take that L?
Yeah, they took that L. Let's not talk about it. So the other day, you guys talking about trying to get me to do this mud runner thing.
Oh yeah, Tough Mudder.
Yeah, Tough Mudder. So I came home. Sunday after playing a little volleyball. And took the dog for a walk and started doing some sprinting and trying to become a man. And then I got home and I was kind of taking my breaths from my sprints, and I jumped up on the tree trunks, and then I had like a little V, and I started pulling myself up. I did like and I got back down, jumped back up. About 30 seconds later, did 4 more. And I'm like, I'm gonna train for this.
Cue the 80s montage
music. I expected this to end in injury. That's why I was sitting
tell me more.
Rich is already shaking his head. So anyways, I did 2 more, and that's all I could do. I was done, but I was impressed. I almost got, I think it was about 10 pull-ups. I haven't done a pull-up in like, I don't know how long, dude.
So are you guys gonna sign up for it?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let me know what you do soon so I can make a team.
Okay. I told Dirty about it, and he said he's done one before, and he said that he would do it if we needed more people.
I mean, we could get up to 10 people. We don't need a certain amount. It's like up to 10. And right now, if it's us four counting Jared, I also got David coming, and then I was going to ask JD to come too.
That'd be fun. I hear it's a real like. I need to call my cousin because he just did it. I heard it's very like. It's a great bonding experience.
Yeah, David's wife and daughter have done it. Before.
Like you kind of help you. Everyone helps each other.
You get a partner.
You
get a partner, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a partner, but it's like
you get a team. Basically, some of the obstacles are team based. Like there's one where you run up a ramp and you can kind of lean down and help your partners up, and you can help them go up the climbing rope or whatever it is. You know, you got going.
Yeah, because on the website I looked at, they show the different obstacles, and I don't know what the a la carte obstacles we get, but you need to look at the obstacles.
Yeah, I have heard it's best to go early because it's less muddy. It's less muddy.
I think that's what we'll try to do. I need you guys to sign up. I need people to sign up so I can get a team.
Okay. I need some motivation to get going. But then I was gonna say though, then after that, I was just doing some squats just to kind of get my legs burning or whatever. I have been so sore.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Just from the little bit that I did, like muscles were hurting my legs. And then not to mention, I should tell you guys this. Do you ever have one of those moments where it's like you're starting to fall, but you catch yourself and you're like, whew, like that would look really silly if I didn't catch myself. Well, I had a moment the other day at work. We have this golf cart and it's kind of got big wheels on it. So it's like, it's got a little bit of a step on it or whatever. And buddy pulled up and he was like, you want to ride? And I was like, sure. So I just like went to jump up in it and my foot got stuck on the way up and I put my hand out on the seat to catch myself. I missed, felt so uncoordinated. And my left knee, all of my left kneecap went right into the floor of the golf cart. And dude, I thought I was gonna cry. It hurt so bad. And my boy Scott is just laughing at me. I'm like, dude, you don't understand how bad that hurts.
You're like, I couldn't even catch my breath right now.
Oh, I literally couldn't. It took my breath away. And that was a week and a half ago, and it still hurts. So I don't think I did any damage. I just think I probably, bruised it interiorly or whatever. But man, I felt so stupid. I was like, gosh dang it. Trying to be cool, jump in the cart, and then just, leaving in agony.
Right.
Such an idiot.
My goal is to at least lose 25 pounds before we do this. So I can.
Hey, Rich has got that program for you.
So I'm not dying. I do actually want to do the yoga. I think that'd be because mentally and physically it's good for you.
Yeah, so I do DDP yoga. I'm actually in my 12th week of this specific program this week. So it's a good program, man. So it's on your phone and you just click the app and then like every day is lined out for you, like what your exercise is. And then the only thing you need in addition is like a heart monitor that you buy. And it has to be one that gets strapped to your chest. Those are like $40 or something. Connect the heart monitor, and then that way
What's the app?
DDP.
It's called DDP Yoga.
Oh, so it is the DDP Yoga. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's a lot of different workouts.
Yeah, I like this because he includes it's like strength yoga is what he refers to it as. So like for instance, like when he has you do push-ups, like you count on the way down. Like you'll start up, and then he'll go, okay, take 5 seconds to go down. And then he's like, okay, hold for 5 seconds and then take 5 seconds to go up. So it's like, it's
not about how many you're getting in. It's it's that core strength.
Yeah, it's the core strength, a lot of core strength. And at first it's kind of boring because he has you do the same exercises for like the first couple of weeks, but that's just him trying to get your muscles, used to it.
So it kind of it eases you into it then.
Yeah, I finally got to the point where like it says different exercise every day pretty much now.
Oh wow.
But for a while it was like the same exercise after.
And I'm sure you can feel the difference.
Yeah. Yep.
Swole, looking like the Rock over there.
Well, it's not for DDP yoga is not for swole, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. But they say yoga though is like that's so great like for your for everything, but
definitely for your breathing,
core and your breathing. Yeah, and I think after this, I'm probably gonna get some weights in the house, so like some Olympic weights and everything, and then I'll get swole. So
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. To me, it's just enjoying it. Like
Yeah.
I can't like I don't really enjoy it, and it's like I'm just doing it to do it, and
do what you
I'm fortunate to be thin, so it's like that motivation is really not there,
Right.
But to me, it's just I'm feeling weaker. Like my knees are feeling weaker. I mean, I go play volleyball and it takes a week to recover from that, but that's really all I'm doing, So I go hard 1 day a week, and then I recover. Yeah. So
I find it best for me. Like I'm very much a goal oriented person, so I'll set like little goals for myself. Like right now, I want to get 14 weeks into this DDP yoga, and then after that, it might be I want to be able to run 2 miles without stopping. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
little increments and little
like
goals.
that's what I need to do.
And then like my next thing is going to be strength based.
Yeah.
So yeah, just little goals, but make the goal something you enjoy, like something you've always wanted to do. Like, have you always wanted to bench press like X amount? Have you always wanted to bench press like 200 pounds or whatever it is?
Yeah.
You've always wanted to do. Work towards it. Get it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I hear you. I've always wanted to get 9 hours of sleep.
Right. You might get that tonight.
I don't know. I better get to bed.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's good, man. I'm ready for it, Kevin. I'm ready to watch you drop some LBs. See what happens here.
It's going down, man.
You need
get back in wress shape.
Yeah, I was going to say you need to embrace that inner wrestling.
I know, man.
Wrestling state of mind.
Nah, that's called cutting weight. I never was good at that.
Oh man, put those sweatsuits on, go out there and work your butt off.
I can get swole like Connor. That's what I need.
Dude, he's huge. He's going for that Nate Diaz fight. You already know.
Yeah. That's what Shab said.
Are you in Saturday?
I don't know if I'm in yet Saturday. I need to check.
Come on, bro. You should have already checked.
Yeah.
Let me text Amy. I'll get this settled for you.
How tired I'm gonna be.
From what?
From work.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sure. Once you get here though, you'll be enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'll have a Red Bull ready for you.
I need like 3. That don't affect me no more. I need like 4 of those.
I bet, dude. So how many hours a week you putting in?
It's been about I keep about 55, 60.
That overtime money is delicious though, right?
Man, everybody says like, hey, yeah, but you still at work. Like some days I'm just like, I just want to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've never been in a position where like, hey, I want to keep working overtime. Like I'm cool with my little 40 hours, and then I want to go.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's hard
because it gets old after a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The money's you got to run around and help here and blah blah blah. I'd rather do what I need to do at home to make more money. Yeah.
I hear you, man. Well, hopefully it slows down, but I don't see it happening.
I know he didn't get the Ghislaine Maxwell. Maybe that'll be something for next week because I feel like
that's just gonna that news is just gonna keep building.
All I know is that Little Black Book has got some names.
Ooh, I heard George. Today. I heard George Clooney was in the mix.
Did you?
With Maxwell, the chick. So if that's the case, then he just hooked up with the chick.
I've heard Bill Clinton.
For sure.
Not Hillary. Chelsea Clinton was in the Black Book. I've heard Trump was in the Black Book.
All right, definitely.
They all in that back, dude.
They're all.
We should have talked. We should have talked about it. Now I'm ready to talk about it.
Next week. Yeah,
we'll have a full say next week. We did have a good dense story this week. That sounds like that'd be a better story. Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
So, all right, we're gonna end this stream.